My name is Sheena with the Way of Namaste, and I want to invite us into a prayer. Today we're in Scorpio season. The sun is in Scorpio, and the moon has her full pregnant belly today, with a full moon in Taurus, a beaver moon. This time marking the time when the beaver builds its den and prepares for winter, releasing the things it no longer needs, refining its energy, building its home, nesting, getting everything that it will need in order to have a peaceful winter. And today I invite us into a prayer, a ritual, as we just take a moment of pause to slow down as we in the northern hemisphere prepare for the winter season. This is an invitation for us to quiet our minds and go within. So let's do that now with a deep breath. Breathing all the way in from the base of our pelvic floor. Maybe holding for a beat at the top, or maybe even taking in another sip of air. Just resting here in this gratitude before sweetly releasing. Maybe clearing the throat, relaxing the shoulders, exercising the neck, just adding some movement. Taurus is an earthly sign. It connects us to our material realm. So let's feel connected with our material realm now. Feel ourselves supported by the earth below us. Maybe it's a chair or a bed or a couch, the seat of your car. Maybe you're sitting on the earth while you come into this prayer, but now feel yourself feeling supported by whatever that is. It's got your back, literally, right here. So let's give thanks for all that has our back. Taking in another big breath here. Feeling the belly expand to the limitless potential, the full moon, the culmination point. Let's take a moment, a pause of awareness, of recognition, of claiming our mighty I am. What was birthed through you this past month? What ideas? What new life? Which way of being? And which ones are you releasing with this Taurus moon? This full moon culminates a completion on our journey. This pregnant belly is at her most full. And now she must let go of something that no longer serves. So what is it going to be for you this Scorpio season? What version of yourself are you releasing? What limiting belief is ready for an upgrade? Right now we're supported by Gene Key 43. This is the shadow of deafness. This is the gift of insight. And this is the divine expression of Epiphany. Insight, this is our inner sight. This is our clear-sighted thinking. And deafness, this shadow of deafness, is when we can't hear or we can't truly see, because we're clouded by the veil of illusion. by the white noise, the distractions. So right now asks us to look deeply within. Let's take a breath now and maybe even place a hand over your heart to check in. What are you letting go of? What are you ready to release with this full moon? Where have you been hard of hearing to the messages coming through your body? Maybe it's been telling you that you've been eating too much sugar, or drinking too much alcohol, or smoking too much cannabis. Maybe your body's been telling you that you haven't been exercising enough, that you haven't been resting enough, that you haven't been treating your body well enough, giving it sweet pleasures. Right now in Taurus season, within this material realm, this is our ability to look, where are we over, where are we under? Where are we showing up as gluttony, consuming data through our cell phones, through our laptops, through our conversations? Where have we been endlessly absorbing data? And how can we make space at this time now to be in the void, to actually rest in the space once the question has been asked? While we wait for the answer, let us rest. And as we rest here, I'd like to call forward the Lady's Prayer that I learned from Richard Rudd from the Gene Keys. Maybe in this moment, in this place of rest, you soften your gaze or you close down your eyes. And you just feel your body now being breathed while we pray. Our Lady, who lives at the heart of all form, hallowed be thy name. May thy queendom come. May thy will be done, that heaven may come to earth. Please allow me this day to drink from your sacred silver spring, and forgive me in my forgetting, as I learn through your grace to return all non-love with and take me by the hand and lead me step by step into the patient valley of your heart. For yours is the earth, my body, and my life, forever and ever. Amen. Ashe. Aho. And so it is. Let's take another breath here. Maybe just sensing, perceiving, or feeling our heart opening up. Those satoris beginning to come through, those little aha moments. Maybe like a memory, or a sweet word, or image. Maybe coming through a stream of light, beaming down at you. I invite us now just to begin to sense and feel what's going on in our emotional realm, tuning into the scorpionic waters from within us. Let's go ahead and take another breath here deeply, feeling into our bodies. What is it sharing with us now in this moment? How does it feel? Scorpio is the time of year where we go through transformation, transmutation, transfiguration. Leaving Scorpio season, we are not the same people that came in. And that's the point of Scorpio season. It will pull us all the way through our deepest core emotions and memories as a guide to see how far we've come. So as we cross this juncture of the year, and we sense and we perceive and we experience more darkness coming in, may we give ourselves the rest and the sweet pleasures to enjoy this time of year, to bring the light through us, the incandescence of us, that no matter what's happening around us, we can tune in to our light, our love, our sense of joy. So let's ask ourselves now in this moment, where will we experience the most joy? And how can we set ourselves up to experience it this season? Who are the people that we can reach out to if we're swimming in our shadows and we need a friend to help support us with their grace, their nurturing, their compassion? Who can we reach out to? Let's think about it now. Ask ourselves truly. This Scorpio season, this place of rebirth, who shows up for you? And who do you show up for? In the Red Road Guide to Wellbriety, as we walk the 12 steps of living a life of well-being, of harmony, we get to ask ourselves and truly check in. Am I a safe space for others? Do others trust me? Do others count on me? Am I someone that can support others? Or is the way that I'm living requiring others to support me? And can I take an honest look at the way I am reacting or collaborating with life in this environment? Are we in codependency or are we in interdependency? Am I solely taking from this earth, consuming and destroying? Or am I also creating? Am I also giving back, paying it forward? And this is the time of year that we get really honest with ourselves. Have we been living a life of service? Or is there an addiction? Is there a behavior? Is there an aspect of self that's living out of harmony? And instead of judging this aspect, can we add awareness and a little light to this part of ourselves that thought up until now, this is what it needed to do to survive, to keep you alive? So let's say thank you right now, and let's take a deep breath, filling our bellies with gratitude. Whatever that tool was. Maybe it was scrolling on your phone. Maybe it was alcohol. Maybe it was pills. Maybe it was gossip. Maybe it was sugar or caffeine. Maybe there is some place that you outsourced your power over to something outside of you, believing that with this thing that you'd have more pleasure, that you'd have a better experience, that you'd be protected from something with this thing. And our invitation now is not to judge ourselves, but to peek in with curiosity. Where do I choose caffeine instead of a nap? Where do I choose alcohol instead of a way of truly connecting in conversation with people? Let's take a moment in silence while you check in with your council of light from within you. How are you managing? And is there a more gentle, sweet, pleasurable way that you could be managing that doesn't elicit feelings of shame or rejection? Because when we are living our lives unconsciously, we're distracting, we're disassociating, we're choosing ways to not step fully in. And when we're not fully present, we're not truly living our purpose. And that over time, that adds up. It eats away at us from the inside. We don't want to be drinkers. We don't want to be gamblers. We don't want to be addicts. But many of us don't know that we have a choice and we can choose something different. I like to say that addicts are the most devotional people there are. They show up to their addiction every single day. Now that is devotion. When we can eliminate the judgment and when we can look at the behavior. I will choose to show up to something every single day because I think that it's protecting me. I think in some aspect of me that it's saving my life. And just by taking a sweet pause and a moment of contemplation, we get to check in with ourselves. Let's take a breath now with our hand over our hearts, checking in. Is there a tool that we have been using that may have served for a really long time, but it's simply not going to propel us forward into where we need to go? And let's make one commitment right now to give something away, to create the space so that something that does truly bring us pleasure, does truly bring us joy without the shame, without the guilt. And let's call that in now. Whatever that is, I invite you to check in with your council of light and call in exactly what's going to support you in living your life so well. Your cup overflowing with love, that sacred service is just who you be. I'd like to read this part from the Gene Keys by Richard Rudd. It talks about the 7 sacred seals and their respective cities. As we go through this biological apocalypse of transmuting our DNA into its divine frequency, we experience these initiations of grace. and one of them is marked by the fourth seal, Epiphany, this 43rd city that we are currently navigating in as a collective. And Richard Rudd says about this opening of the fourth seal through Epiphany that it's symbolized by the descent of the dove of peace. Epiphany heals the wound of rejection, the wound that keeps human beings from opening their hearts fully to one another. Epiphany is actually a shattering experience in which the higher three bodies, symbolized by the gifts of the three magi and the Christian Epiphany, explode through into the lower bodies, opening the heart from the inside. And as this seal is opened, the many barriers that humans have erected will begin to fall away. Our countries, borders, armies, and all aspects that attempt to protect and defend us from each other. On an individual level, the fourth seal opens the potential for you to lead a truly romantic life where you need hide nothing from anyone, and in which you wear your heart openly on your sleeve. Once human beings overcome the fear of external rejection, they become pure agents of grace through their friendliness, openness, and honesty. On a collective level, this seal opens the heart center in humanity and manifests as kindness. This city will bring an end to world poverty. So I want now for just a moment to sit in this place, maybe our eyes still closed, our hand on our heart, our breath expanded, and let's imagine for a moment a world without poverty, a world in which everyone has enough because they recognize that they are enough. A world where everyone's needs are met. A world where we can sense and feel and experience one another through our solar plexus, through our heart, as we connect with one another to see the resemblance of our story, the resonance of our shares, to feel how we are more connected than we are ever separated or divided. And this is the true gift that comes with these openings, these initiations of grace. Because as we open our hearts, we recognize that we are never alone, that we are all one. So even if there has been an aspect of us that we've rejected, or we have rejected others through, there is no separation, because here we are all one, which means that there cannot be a rejection of the other while there is no other. And here in this place, we remember that we've never been separated, that we may play all the actors and all the dramas and all the stories, but we are here as one, connected with this tapestry, as consciousness, as light, as universal love. So as we go out through this full moon, may we be gentle with ourselves. May we prepare our den for winter. May we refine and let go of any stories, any programs, any limiting beliefs that are not going to take us where we desire to go, so that we can make space to create a brand new story. Scorpio season loves to talk about the taboo, so I love the play on words that this is our beaver moon. May we honor and cherish and respect the beaver in all the ways. This playful spirit, and also this part of a woman that brings new life in. The beaver creates a dam. It sets up a blockage. It says, I will not flow in this way, in this space. And our greatest gift as a woman is to release the dam, release the blockage, so that we can feel every single part of our bodies without cutting off from any aspect. And as we do, we realize the power of this portal that we have through our bodies to create, and the sovereignty that as women we get to choose what we do with our most powerful portal for creation. And maybe we create human babies, and maybe we create idea children, and no one is more powerful or more necessary than the other, because they are all one. Because we are all one. Let's call forth our directions, our elements, the mightiest elders in our universe, and ask them for their assistance, for their guidance, for their sweet medicine as we embark on this journey of life now. Feeling our guides present, feeling our angels and ancestors, our plancestors, our land ancestors, all of us here on this earth as one. Thank you for the gift of you, for the sacred service that you bring to the earth simply by being here now as a body of light. I hope this Beaver Moon supports you in the material realm, and I hope that you support yourself during this material realm. Maybe getting your hair done, creating a new makeover as I've done, using the rebirth transformation of Scorpio with the Taurus pleasure of beauty, coming out as something new. Last year around this time, my beloved harvested a vulture that he had found, and he gave it new life to be a wand for cleansing with sage. And a year later, this Scorpio season, and a bald eagle comes by and visits us, just to show us the transmutation is when we resurrect life, when we create something from death, from loss, from grief, and we honor it. We honor its life, and we honor its service, and even through death, we find it still serves us. We get to be reborn. We get to start living through our solar plexus as heart-centered beings. So may we enjoy being human. May we enjoy what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, what it looks like. Deafness is when we are hard of hearing because we don't like the answer, or we're not willing to wait in the void, in the uncertainty before our questions have been answered. So let's be curious. Let's be playful. Let's enjoy the space between the asked question and the answer. Sending you so much love. Namaste.